Good morning, my dear students. So, in our last class, we have studied about the introduction of chapter that includes definitions of agriculture, crop, horticulture, crop patterns, and the main type of crops that are rabi crops and kharif crops. We have also discussed about the agricultural practices that are to be followed for a better crop production. Fine. In that, we have included preparation of soil. After that, what are its advantages, leveling, and selection of seeds. Selection of seeds, there are two ways that are traditional and by using seed drill. After that, how the nutrients can be replenished into the soil. These points we have finished in our previous class. So today we are starting with the topic that is use of manure and fertilizers. Use of manure or fertilizers is called manuring. Here it is. The use of manure or fertilizers is called manuring. Now, what is a manure? Manure is an organic compound. Remember this thing that manure is an organic compound. That means that it is prepared from the dead and decomposed materials. It is obtained by the decomposition of plant and animal waste by microbes. In this way, we can say that manure is harmless to the crop. That is, only gives nutrients and doesn't cause any harm to our crop. Now, the types of manure. First is compost. Compost is prepared by the decomposition of farm and domestic organic waste materials like animal excreta, fecal matter of human beings, sewage waste, weeds, dry leaves, etc. in a compost pit. What we have done to prepare compost, we dig all the waste materials from our kitchen, dry leaves, animal excreta in a pit, and then microbes function upon it. By which function? By the function of microbes, it turns into manure or compost. The process of producing compost is called composting. What it is called? It is called compost. हम इसमें क्या कर रहे हैं? हमने एक पिट लिया, एक गड्ढा खोदा हमने और उसमें जो भी एनिमल वेस्ट है, ड्राई लीव्स है, किचन वेस्ट है, हम सबको क्या कर देंगे? 1 और 2 वीक्स के लिए उसको वहीं पे रहने देंगे. तो जो माइक्रोब्स होते हैं सॉइल में, जो माइक्रोब्स प्रेजेंट है, माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिज्म है, वो उसके ऊपर फंक्शन करेंगे एंड देन इट विल टर्न इनटू कंपोस्ट. And it is rich in some essential nutrients that are nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. Fine. Now the second is green manure. Some crops like sun hemp or sesbania are grown in field before sowing the seeds. हम इसमें क्या कर रहे हैं? हमारे जो डिज़ायर्ड सीड्स हैं, हम उनको ग्रो करने से पहले कुछ क्रॉप्स, फॉर एग्ज़ाम्पल सन हेम्प और सेस्पेनिया को अपने फील्ड में ग्रो करते हैं. दे आर देन प्लोड बैक इनटू द सॉइल व्हेन सीडलिंग्स आर यंग. These plants decompose in soil and increase soil fertility. They also provide protection against soil erosion and leaching. तो इससे क्या होगा? जो हमारी सॉइल है उसमें न्यूट्रिएंट्स का अमाउंट इंक्रीज़ हो जाएगा और सॉइल इरोजन भी नहीं होगा. Fine. On the other hand, there are fertilizers. On the other hand, there are fertilizers. What are fertilizers? Fertilizers are human-made chemical substances which are rich in one or more nutrients. The main difference or the basic difference between manure and fertilizer is that manure is organic compound manure is organic compound. On the other hand, fertilizers are chemicals. Fertilizers are chemicals. No doubt they are rich in nutrients such as nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, but their excessive use is harmful for the humans and other animals. These are some of the examples. You have to learn few of them. It is not required to learn all the examples. Learn 2 or 3 examples. Fine. Now, disadvantage of using fertilizers. It is commonly said that we should judicially use the fertilizers. हमें बहुत अच्छी तरह काम में लेना चाहिए, उनको excess use नहीं करना चाहिए. Why? Because excessive use of fertilizers greatly increase the crop yield, but when fertilizers washed away through irrigation and rainfall, they reach the water bodies like rivers and lakes. This causes water pollution. What it causes? It causes water pollution. Fine. What happens basically in it? When there is rainfall, the fertilizers get washed away and they goes to the rivers and make the river water or the pond water contaminated. This contaminated water is harmful for all the aquatic life and the people who drink this contaminated water. इस contaminated water से सभी aquatic animals की life को क्या है harm होगा, और इसके अलावा वो contaminated water जो भी people ड्रिंक करेंगे उनकी हेल्थ को भी क्या करेंगे हार्म करेंगे. फाइन. Fertilizers are non-biodegradable. As we have discussed earlier that fertilizers are chemicals, so they are non-biodegradable, and in this way they cause soil pollution, water pollution, soil pollution. To maintain the fertility of the soil, excess use of fertilizers should be avoided and use of manure should be promoted. Now, what are the advantages of manure? What are the advantages? First, it enhances the water holding capacity. Then, it makes the soil porous. We have studied the advantages of making the soil porous also. In the porous soil, the air can penetrate easily. Fine. It increases the number of soil-friendly microbes. The texture of the soil it also improves. Then adds humus. It is not expensive. As it is prepared for the waste materials, we can see that it is not expensive and it does not cause any type of pollution. So these are the important points. Fine. Now the question that is very important is the difference between fertilizers and manure. First, on the basis of their nature, we can see fertilizers are inorganic or they are chemicals. On the other hand, manure is organic compounds. Then preparation, prepared in factories, fertilizers and manures are produced by animal or plant waste. Then humus, fertilizers do not add any type of humus, while manure add humus. Amount of nutrients, they are rich in nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. They have less amount of nutrients. Fine. They are eco-friendly. Manure is eco-friendly, but it contains less amount of nutrients. Then fertilizers are costly, but manure is not costly. Examples: urea, potash and manure, sunhampa or sesbania. Clear? Now we come to our next point, that is irrigation. You all know that water is an essential component for the growth of plants. You have watched it at your home also that if we do not water the plants, they cannot survive. अगर हम plants को पानी नहीं देंगे तो वो survive नहीं कर सकते. That's why we can say that water is an essential component for the plants. Plants contain nearly 90% of water. How much? 90% of water. Still, they need water for their survival because of the following reasons. What are the reasons? Water is important for the proper growth and development of flowers, fruits, and seeds of plants. Obviously, if we do not provide water, the plant will not grow. Then second, water is absorbed by roots. Along with water, minerals and fertilizers are also absorbed. वाटर, मिनरल और फर्टिलाइजर्स सब क्या होंगे, एक साथ ही एब्जॉर्प्शन होता है इनका बाय द रूट्स. नाउ वाटर इज एसेंशियल फॉर जर्मिनेशन ऑफ सीड्स. सीड्स का जर्मिनेशन कब होगा, जब उनको हम प्रॉपरली वाटर सप्लाई करेंगे. Water is essential for carrying out the process of photosynthesis to make food. You all have read about the photosynthesis process and very well know that it is essential. Without water, photosynthesis process cannot happen. Water dissolves nutrients which are transported to each part of the plant. Fine. वाटर क्या करेगा, न्यूट्रिएंट्स को डिसॉल्व करेगा और वो प्लांट के सभी पार्ट्स में जा सकते हैं. वाटर ऑल्सो प्रोटेक्ट द क्रॉप फ्रॉम बोथ फ्रॉस्ट एंड हॉट एयर करंट्स. जो गर्मी होती है उससे प्लांट को नॉर्मल कंडीशंस में कौन लेके आएगा, वाटर. फाइन. देयरफॉर we can say that supply of water to crops at regular intervals is essential for crop production. टाइम पे हमें पानी की क्या होती है, नेसेसिटी होती है कि हम प्लांट को प्रोवाइड करें. नॉर्मली हम घरों में भी देखते हैं, हम रेगुलर इंटरवल्स पे पानी सप्लाई करते हैं, वाटर सप्लाई करते हैं. रेनफॉल इज़ वन ऑफ द मेन सोर्सेज ऑफ वाटर for crops. Since we cannot depend upon rainfall, so it is essential that farmers should have other ways of supplying water to the crop fields. In India, rainfall is not same. In some states there is a lot of rainfall, whereas such as Rajasthan there is no rainfall or very less rainfall. That is not sufficient for the growth of plants. Fine. So what is irrigation? The supply of water to the crop plants at regular intervals through sources other than rain is called irrigation. The important definition that you have to learn. Fine. Now, on what factors does the irrigation depend? The irrigation depends upon three factors. What are they? They are nature of crop plants, nature of soil and season when the crop grows. अगर समर सीजन में हमारी क्रॉप है तो उस टाइम पे वाटर रिक्वायरमेंट क्या होगी, ज़्यादा होगी. फाइन. सो you have to learn the definition and the factors also. Clear? Then the factors we are discussing. First is crop based irrigation. Some crops needs more amount of water in comparison to others. For example, rice crop. Rice crop requires more frequent irrigation than wheat crop. Fine. Then soil based irrigation. The irrigation frequency also depends upon the soil. Why? Because as we all know that clay soil needs less frequent irrigation due to its water retaining capacity, and sandy soil needs frequent irrigation. सैंडी सॉइल में क्या होता है, बहुत जल्दी वाटर एब्जॉर्ब हो जाता है, इसकी वाटर होल्डिंग कैपेसिटी कम होती है. दैट्स वाई वी हैव टू सप्लाई irrigation time to time very frequently, while in clay soil frequent irrigation is not required. Then season based irrigation, as we have discussed earlier, in summers high frequency is required in comparison to other seasons. Fine. Now see the methods of irrigation. These are the methods of irrigation. What are they? They are moat, chain pump, dhekli and rahat. These are called traditional methods of irrigation. What are they called? They are called traditional methods of irrigation. The water available in wells, lakes and canals is lifted up by different methods for irrigating the field in different regions of our country. In this, cattle or human labor is used. After that, there are two modern methods of irrigation, that are drip system and sprinkler system. What are these systems? These systems are drip system and sprinkler system. In this system, holes in pipes allows water to fall drop by drop just at the position of the roots. ड्रिप सिस्टम में क्या होगा, जो भी हमारा वाटर सप्लाई का मीडियम है उससे ड्रॉप बाय ड्रॉप प्लांट्स की रूट्स को सप्लाई होगा. And it is the best method to use for irrigation because there is no wastage of water in this system. इस सिस्टम में कुछ भी क्या होगा, वाटर का लॉस नहीं होगा. That's why it is very beneficial. The second is sprinkler system. In a sprinkler system, water is sprayed on the plants using sprinklers. See, these type of sprinklers are attached in the whole field and they irrigate the crop. Fine. But in this type of method there is wastage of water also. Fine. So the areas in which there is plenty of water, we can use a sprinkler system, whereas where the places where less water is available, then we have to use the drip irrigation system. Fine. Now move to the next topic, that is crop protection. What is crop protection? Protection means to secure, and to secure our crop from the unwanted things is called crop protection. What it is called? It is called crop protection. First, we have to protect our crop from weeds. We have to protect our crops from weeds. Now the term comes weeds. What is the meaning of weeds? The unwanted plants which grow along with the cultivated main crop in a field are called weeds. जो हमारी मेन क्रॉप के साथ में ग्रो करते हैं, what are they called? They are called weeds. Examples are Amaranthus, Convolvulus, Chenopodium, Cypress and Acranthus. Learn any two from them. Fine. Now, what are the harm from weeds? Weeds से क्या harm होगा? First, the growth of weeds in the crop field is harmful because they consume a great amount of nutrients, water, sunlight and space. Here it is. They consume a lot amount of nutrients, water, sunlight and space. And that's why the crop does not grow in a better way. जो भी न्यूट्रिएंट सनलाइट हमारे क्रॉप को मिलने चाहिए थे, मेन क्रॉप को मिलने चाहिए थे, उनका एब्जॉर्प्शन कौन कर लेता है? वीड्स कर लेता है और हमारे क्रॉप की प्रॉपर ग्रोथ नहीं होती है. देन सेकेंड पॉइंट, द वीड्स हार्बर पेस्ट. हार्बर पेस्ट मीन्स उनके ऊपर पेस्ट ग्रो करते हैं, एंड दीज क्रॉप पेस्ट leads to various type of plant diseases. Some weeds produce toxic substance that may be poisonous for animals and human beings. So what we have to do? We have to remove the weeds from our feet. There are many harms that are caused by weeds, and to protect our crop, we have to remove them from our field. The process of removing the weeds from the crop field is called weeding. What it is called? It is called weeding. The weeding can be done by the following methods. First are mechanical methods. Mechanical methods include tractor driven seed drill, hoe and harrow. You have seen these type of equipments at your home also. These type of tools at your home also. अगर घर पे प्लांटिंग देखी है, गार्डनिंग करते हुए किसी को देखा है, तो ये जो टूल्स होते हैं ये मोस्ट ऑफ द होम्स में अवेलेबल होंगे. फॉर दैट these what you have to do, first you have to dig the soil and remove the weeds from it. Then in this way we can remove the weeds. What is the second method? We can use chemical method for removing of weeds. What we can use? We can use chemical methods, that is the spray of chemicals on the crops. Weed killing chemicals called weedicides are sprayed on weeds in the field to destroy or kill them. Here it is. What are they called? They are called weedicides. Weedicides means the chemicals that kill the weeds. Examples are 2,4-D, MCPA, Mucilor, Dalapan, Metachol and Cizicin. Spraying of weedicides may affect the health of farmers also, so they should use these weedicides carefully. See here, the farmer spraying weedicide has covered his mouth and nose with a cloth. That's why the weedicide does not harm him. Fine. Then third method is biological method. Insect or other organisms that consume and specifically destroy the wheat plants are introduced in the crop field. This is called biological control of weeds. इस मेथड में हम क्या कर रहे हैं? जो भी प्लांट और इंसेक्ट्स क्या करते हैं, वीड्स को कंज्यूम करके उन्हें डिस्ट्रॉय कर देते हैं, दे आर कॉल्ड बायोलॉजिकल कंट्रोल ऑफ वीड्स. द बेस्ट Indian example of biological control is weeding of prickly pear cactus by using the cochineal insects. तो इन इंसेक्ट से हम prickly pear को क्या कर सकते हैं, सेव कर सकते हैं. सो व्हाट आर दे कॉल्ड? दे आर कॉल्ड बायोलॉजिकल कंट्रोलर्स. The next is protection of our crop from pests and diseases. Pests are organisms that attack and damage crop. What are pests? They are organisms that attack and damage our crops. They may be rodents, insects and many more. We have to control them by using pesticides. What we have to use? We have to use pesticides. Fine. For pest, pesticides. For rodent, rodenticides and insect, insecticides. Clear? Learn few of their examples also. Now plants are also damaged by diseases caused by certain pathogens like bacteria, fungi and virus. These diseases spread from one plant to another through air, soil and insect. So what we have to do? We have to protect our crop from pathogens, that is pesticides, bactericides, etc. Clear? Now our crop is protected, irrigated. We have done all the necessary steps, that is soil preparation. After that, selection of seeds. We have added manure and fertilizers also, provide irrigation facilities, protect our wheat, protect our crop from weeds. Then the time for harvesting. What is harvesting? When our crops mature. जब हमारी crop completely क्या हो गई है, prepare हो गई है, we need to cut it down. हमें उसको cut करने की requirement होती है. And it is called harvesting. What it is called? It is called harvesting. The process of cutting and gathering of crop. What is harvesting? The process of cutting and gathering of crop after its maturation is called harvesting. जो हमारी crop है वो क्या हुई है, मैच्योर हुई, कम्प्लीटली उसकी डेवलपमेंट हो गया, तो हम उसको कट कर रहे हैं और गैदर कर रहे हैं. इट इज़ कॉल्ड हार्वेस्टिंग. In India, many of the harvest festivals are also celebrated to express the joy and gratitude towards the God. Some of the harvest festivals are Pongal, Baisakhi, Holi, Diwali, Nabanya and Bihu. Clear? Now, how harvesting is done? Harvesting in our country is either done manually by sickle or by a machine called harvester. हम उसको manually sickle, here the sickle is given, इससे कट कर सकते हैं, और harvester से हम जो हमारी crop है उसको कट कर सकते हैं. After the crop is harvested, the grains are separated from the chaff from a process of threshing. जब हमारी क्रॉप को हमने कट कर लिया है, then the most required step is to separate our crop from the chaff. जो उसके ऊपर की कवरिंग है उससे हमें क्या करना है, रिमूव करना है. That is called threshing. For this, what you have to do? A machine called thresher is also used, and manually it is done by striking the crop against a hard surface. किसी hard surface पे अगर हम crop को क्या करेंगे, strike करेंगे, तो भी उसका shaft अलग हो जाएगा. Fine. Nowadays, a combined machine is used to perform dual job, that are of harvester and of thresher. After that, the winnowing is done. The winnowing helps in the separation of the grains from the husk. Clear? The heavier wheat grains falling vertically and the husk is removed by the pressure of air. Winnowing can also be done by the winnowing machine. Now our crop is produced and we have cut it. Now the next step is to store it. The proper storage is also required, as if we don't store our crop in a better way, we will not be able to get a proper value for it. अगर हम इसको properly store नहीं करेंगे तो हम क्या करेंगे, हमें इसकी proper cost भी नहीं मिलेगी. We will discuss and revise all the topics, all the steps that we have studied till now in our next class, and study in detail about the storage. Fine. In our next class, what we are going to do? We will include the revision of the chapters, the revision of the topics that we have discussed. After that, we will study about the storage and then how to increase crop yield, hybridization, food from animals, that is animal husbandry, and our chapter will be completed. Fine. So I think you have to prepare the topics that we have discussed now, and if there is any doubt, ask in our next class or write in the comment box. Have a nice day.